Hello again. In this session, we will start to describe step by step how to prepare the teeth to receive a ceramic veneers. So by the end of this session, everyone should describe step by step the preparation to receive a laminate veneers. Steps of the preparation will involve 4 surfaces: facial reduction, proximal reduction, incisal, and lingual. If we are preparing the window and the facial edge, it will include only the facial reduction. If incisal bevel, it will be facial, proximal, and incisal. And if we are going for the incisal overlap, we will go through these 4 steps. Before we start our preparation, we have to do a silicone index. This is a silicone index in order to give you a guide how much you remove for the veneers, because the veneers need a sufficient space for the thickness of the veneer. So by using the silicone index, will guide me how much. If I have less reduction, I can increase it, and it also guide me if I have over reduction. However, over reduction could not be corrected. For the facial reduction, we have 2 aims. First, to have a finish line 0.3 to 0.5 millimeters, and our finish line will be chamfer finish lines. This is very important. And during preparation, we have to use a dip scatter in 3 planes because the tooth is convex. So we have to tilt the tooth cervically for the cervical preparation, then middle for the middle preparation, and incisal for the incisal half of the labial surface. This is very important during using the dip scatter. After that, we have to coat the tooth with non-soluble stain or dye, or use pencil marks to mark these grooves that have been done by the dip scatter. Then I start to use my tapered with round to prepare also in the 3 planes: cervical, middle, and incisal. In the first photo in the left, we have to put the diamond in the middle, so it starts to remove the tooth from the middle. Then we have to tilt it to incisal to remove from the incisal third of the labial surface. Once you remove all of the pencil marks, this means that you reach the full depth of the groove. You should not do much more. It should not be done in one plane because this could lead to pulp exposure, or it should be under reduced because this will lead to over contoured of the ceramic veneer. And this is the importance of using a dip scatter. At the cervical area, usually the ceramic enamel is very thin, so if you are preparing it to 0.5, it could be exposed the dentin. So you have to be limited in the cervical to 0.3, and this is why we can use 0.3 dip scatter in the cervical area to limit the preparation in the cervical to 0.3. In the middle and in the incisal, we can reach in the middle to 0.5, and in the incisal, the thickness of the enamel is much more thicker, so we can reach 0.7 without exposing dentin. One important tip during preparation when using the tapered with round: you should not penetrate the full depth of the taper with round, otherwise it will give you a sharp or undermined enamel like that in the screen. So you should limit your penetration to half the depth of the taper with round. This means that if you want to make a finish line 0.3, you have to use a taper with round with tip diameter 0.6. Again, the thickness will be limited to 0.3 at the cervical. It could reach 0.5 in the middle and 0.7 in the incisal. Once you finish the facial, we have to go for the proximal reduction. And for proximal reduction, we have 2 parts: gingivoproximal preparation and interproximal preparation. Gingivoproximal is the area below the contact area. It is called gingivoproximal preparation. Interproximal, either we have to open the contact or not. Our aim during proximal reduction is to first preserve the contact area. So we should not open the contact. This is the first aim. The second is to place the margin at or beyond the visible area. This is very important because it will affect the aesthetic of the final veneers. If you do not hide the margin, it will not be accepted aesthetically. So these are the 2 aims for proximal reduction: preserve the contact area and place the margin beyond the visible area. Here we have to tilt our tapered with round to be below the contact area and hide the margin to the non-visible area. Based on this gingivo-proximal, we can have a shallow or medium or deep preparation depending on how much we will extend the preparation below the contact area. Here we have a shallow, we have a medium, and we have deep. This will depend how much I extend my preparation below the proximal contact. So we can have shallow or medium or deep. For the interproximal, our aim is to maintain the proximal contact. This is very important. In normal situation, we have to maintain our preparation, or we have to maintain our proximal contact. So this is recommended that the proximal extension should be slightly labial to the proximal contact. This is recommended. In some cases, when we have, for example, restoration or caries in the proximal area, we can go more deeper to involve the contact area. This is another type of preparation. But when we involve the proximal area, when we, in cases of class 3 caries or restoration, or when we have a diastema, we have to go more palatal to allow the technician to build the contact. So it should be like this slide. It should be extended like that to avoid fracture of the veneer or unsupported veneers, and also to improve the hygiene of the patient for access for oral hygiene in the proximal area. This is very important. Another type of preparation, interproximal, that you can maintain the contact in the middle of the contact area, and this will be according to this. When we have a composite extending to the middle of the contact area, in this situation we can extend to our preparation to the middle of the contact. So based in the extension of the preparation in the interproximal area, we can have a short wrapping, medium wrapping, and or long wrapping. Short when we are not opening the contact, medium when we'll be in the middle of the contact, and long wrapping when we extend beyond or palatal to the contact. These are the three preparation based in the inclusion of the interproximal area or not. The third part will be the incisal reduction. Inshallah, we will continue for the incisor reduction in the next session. I will end this session by the incisor reduction, and we will continue for the incisor reduction in the next session.